Now, I would like to introduce the one, the only, me.
Hey, Squiddies, it's Dre from Tattoo Squid Podcast. And my guest today is Matt from Wicked Awesome in the New England area, not Massachusetts, which I thought it was, but you're in Maine.
I am in Maine, indeed. Yes,
That is a
mhm,
beautiful state. I've been there once or twice, and
mhm, mhm.
Bar Harbor, Maine. I was at.
Oh, you went to Bar? That's cool. Yeah, Mount Desert Island. Yeah, beautiful area.
Yeah,
I'm about an hour from there. I have a friend that lives on the island, and she works in Bar Harbor. And yeah.
yeah, it's
So,
beautiful. I like it. It's like right next to the marina kind of place,
mhm.
and it's like you get the one boat that you can go to Nova Scotia, like right from that area, and just go
That's
right
right.
over.
That's right. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they have a beautiful. It's like a shirt shop, but I think it has like different other stuff. And I got this one cool shirt, which I've been meaning to try to replicate and find it. It's basically it's like a coffee, and there's like a skeleton laying in a bed holding the coffee, and there's like a crow, and there was like a scenery or whatever, like looking out and all that, but it's all about coffee or something. And I was like, I forgot what the name is,
Cool. Well,
but
now I'm gonna have to drive to Bar Harbor, find that T-shirt shop, and get that for you. That's what I'll have to do.
well, I would thank you in a million for that one. That'd be awesome. If they have
Sure.
it. I don't know. It's been like, was the last time I went there was oh, probably like in a 2000 something,
Mhm.
2005 maybe. I don't know. Like
Yeah. Okay. So
long.
within 20 years. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
within. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna have that exact one still. It could have been a popular item and stayed behind. I don't know.
Yeah. You never know. You
But
never know. Yep.
but if it
Cool.
is, I'm a guy that likes all deaf stuff. So yeah.
You like old dead stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
so if you
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
something that's like demonic looking or it has coffee in it, and I'm like, that's my JavaScript right there.
I see.
So,
Sometimes I wonder if we have to be careful about saying such things. You know what I really like? I like old dead stuff. Like,
well, I heard worse on other places. They're like, listen,
yeah.
I like necrophilia, and even a dead person doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, like
You've
that.
heard people say that?
I've
On the news?
heard like to that degree, but not like really getting in depth with it. No pun intended. I mean, it's just it's like holy shit, and I'm like they'll talk about cemeteries, and yeah, there's a podcast for everything, and everybody
Right.
knows it. You could talk about midgets. You could talk about the. There's like midget porn people are talking about. They're talking about BDSM, and
Sure.
and everything else. And then why not talk about dead people
And
and some affiliation with it?
so there's podcasts out there talking about having sex with dead people.
Yeah,
Now we got to look up at the legal.
mandatory.
I'm not sure if that's legal.
Well, I mean,
I
they,
mean,
they probably started racing it, and then they're like, like you hear that record going, like
yeah,
they stop it, and I think that's what they had on there. So it's like,
I see.
you know,
Well, I
but
can see like a guy working at a morgue, if he gets caught like having sex with one of the bodies
yeah.
and then he gets fired, I can see that guy going, now, is that wrong? If somebody like a George Costanza's on Seinfeld, like,
Yeah.
is that wrong? Because if somebody told me that was wrong before I started this job, I tell you, I wouldn't have done it, but
I swear to God, they caught me with my pants down, literally. I was just doing embalming fluid. I swear. That was it. It was just a very like light color. Yeah.
right.
It wasn't yellow.
Interesting.
I swear, it was not
Yeah.
yellow.
It,
But
it's interesting. So you go from talking about Bar Harbor and the T-shirt that you like to necrophilia. I like I like where this
it,
is
it,
going.
it's a good transition. I try to transition shit the way I try, and also let's transition into like how we have our mohawks going. You know, we
Yeah,
both
we
have
do.
like the same kind of
Yep.
hair thing going on there.
Yep.
So
Thank you. Yeah, I noticed that. I guess mine's I cut it myself. I started during COVID cutting my hair by myself, and I just kind of stayed with it. And this hairstyle kind of just came by accident. And the older I get, the sides tend to grow more than the top does.
Yeah.
So I just shave the sides and the back every so often, and it seems to work that way. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's like, doing like the whole arm and like this, like, just pretty much.
Oh, so that yours is the full mohawk that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
goes in
mine
the
mine
back.
goes like this and like down that way. It's like there might be a little bald spot like right here, but
I
you know,
see. I
it's
see.
it's
Well,
almost
that's all right.
it's almost like folding a book. It's like
I see.
so in some point to that.
Nice.
So now we transition to a different part, and we're not gonna get all disgusting about it. So, I'm the one that
Exactly.
started. I
Yeah,
know.
I like.
I figured, hey, Morton Downey Jr. fucking, he goes and throws shit out there, no pun intended, throws shit out there and make a spectacle about it. I might as well do the same thing. And you'll be great for the episode art, I tell you. And speaking of which, we call it. We were talking about drunk people in diners before we came on.
Drunk people in diners. Yeah, yeah.
So like,
And that conversation. Go ahead. I'll let you start it.
no. I'm just saying, like, we call it for the people that's listening. Like, we were talking about, how we would go in like, your old days, you go to a bar, you drink until like 2 or 3 o'clock, whatever, and then other times, you go to, because I had Taco Bell before, and then, some people, when they drink, they go to Taco Bell, or they go to White Castle, or they go to a diner. And then nowadays, diners, they tend not to stay open until, like, 1 or 2. But then, back in the day, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning where you see the sun come out. And then,
Oh yeah.
you try to, like, maneuver your way into, like, some vehicle that you're not going to operate. And then the
Hmm.
cops come in to get their daily, whatever. Which I found out when. Now, I'll say this: I got pulled in for a DUI, yeah, and like many years ago. I think when I was like 25,
Hmm.
I think it was. And so, I go, get in there, and I got, pulled into the thing, and or, name, registration, blah blah blah. And then I get into the precinct, and I see all these drunk people in there, and then, like one bank robber, it was a woman, and she was the only one that was crying, you know, because she was gonna get.
So it's like 9 drunk guys and one sober woman who just robbed a bank is
It's like
or robbed something.
it's like 20, like no, actually it was like 15 guys and 5 girls that are drunk,
Yeah.
and like taking up the whole like precinct, and the one girl that's not drunk and robbed a bank and is crying on the table, you know.
Wow.
So I spent like the night, and I found out from the cop that it's like, yeah, we always get like we get like bagels and coffee from like any kind of diner. So then now when I go to a diner and I see a cop walking in, I'm like, they're getting stuff for the jail cells. Okay. And they're like, how you know this? I'm like, I got pulled in and I know the skivvies of it. That's it. So the cop told me.
Wow. Oh, so they're pretty generous with their snacks
Yeah,
when
it
you're in
wasn't
jail.
like,
Then it
like
sounds like, or
food,
at least
water.
this particular jail.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
like
bread
here
and
you go,
water.
oh,
Sure.
bread, water kind of shit. No, they give you coffee, but then they offer it to me at one point, and I seen what the toilet looks like. Because there's no
Mhm.
walls, there's no nothing. You're sitting there, you're just gonna poop like in front of everybody else. And
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
nah, I
Yep.
couldn't do it either. I'm like, listen, I love coffee and I love bagels and all that, and
Yep.
no,
No way. Yep.
no, because I see that, and there's like many people that are not like me. So they're
Yep.
like strangers, and I don't poop in front of strangers. I tell you, unless we've been drinking for like 8 hours, then maybe I don't know, but
Right.
uh, but then that was that, and then you get there and you get arraigned, and they give you some kind of like provision license to drive to and from work kind of thing, and then they have your
Sure.
parents stand up there by in front of the judge with you, and then that judge asks your parents this important question. Says, so, sir, madam, do you know this gentleman right here? And my dad said this with utmost dexterity, saying, Your Honor, I don't even know what he is anymore.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
oh shit.
Wow.
So it was some nasty. It wasn't nasty, but we call even the judge went, wow,
Yep.
that was you're in trouble. And then I get home, and then they had every food you could think of. We call like I'd been in jail for like 20 years, or
No
starving
kidding.
for like 6. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they had pizza,
Mm-hmm.
they had McDonald's, they had Burger King. They had and other stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of leftovers. I'm not gonna be able to eat all this stuff. Yeah. So, but have you ever?
They probably thought you were still drunk. They're like, I hear drunk people like this stuff, so they probably thought you were still drunk and just got you every type of fast food imaginable.
Well, no, it's funny because when they give you the phone and you can make that one phone call because I'm like, listen, I saw Law and Order. I know about the one phone call thing, and and
Right.
then all of a sudden he goes, yeah, well, okay, give me the number and then we'll call it up. And I called my dad. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and they just start doing the arraignment. I'm not arraignment. They start doing all the writing down shit, your name, your age, whatever. And all of a sudden my dad picks up the phone. And he's like dead asleep. He's always asleep at 9. And then he goes,
Sure.
hello, and I'm like, hey, Dad. He's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm somewhere that you said I would be in 20 years. And all of a sudden he goes, oh shit, you're in fucking jail. He goes, let me talk to the cop. And like he's done this before or something. I don't know. It's like I'm the oldest out of like 3 people. Siblings. I mean. So
Mhm.
then I'm like, I know they didn't get hauled into fucking jail or anything. I'm like the first one probably. And all of a sudden he's like, can I bring him home? And he goes, well, he's gonna get rain so you can pick him up in the morning. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be here for a while, I guess. And it's only 2 o'clock in the
Mhm.
morning. They don't get you out there until like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh great. Yeah.
Were you able to sleep at all, or?
Not really. No, I met a wonderful person that has got arrested 6 times for DUI and still be able to drive. Yeah,
6 times?
6 times.
I thought they took that shit away after like 3.
That's
I
what I
mean,
thought.
Jesus.
Because the guy comes up to him, he goes, hey, he goes, what are you in for? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? This is the first thing I never knew I was going to be listening to when I'm at this age. I'm like, what are you in for? And I'm like, DUI. He goes, that's nothing. I had it too. This is my 6th. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
what? And I'm like, okay, whatever. I had the jail cell to myself, and I figured, oh, this is great. I just sleep and, go like this, no problem. And all of a sudden after here's like 6, 7 people that's way bigger than me, and I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden, like those visions of what you thought jail was going to be like just go through your head, and you're
Yeah,
like,
after
oh
watching
no,
that,
oh Jesus.
that's the look I had too. Yeah, it was like,
Uh,
it's like
exactly. Yeah.
after seeing Oz, on Showtime, and no, I don't want to go there. But,
Exactly. Yeah. It's
but
like, have you ever seen the Chris Rock toss salad guy routine?
oh yeah, yeah. It's like, please, I do not want to. And then I know I'm gonna hear it when I go back to the bar, like the following week and just take a cab and make it easier. I think I had it a lot better than what my friend did
Hmm.
because, see, I blew like a .12. So the legal limit, I think, back then, I think was like .06 or .05.
Wow. So you were freaking plowed.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't because the thing was when we were, me and my friend were driving to different bars. We were bar hopping, and
Mhm.
he was doing most of the driving because he can hold his liquor pretty well. Apparently, I couldn't because I was drinking pitchers of beer by myself. So I was being like the Viking that I think I am,
Sure.
and I think I'm Thor. Like, you know, here, have a shot. Okay, you know. And then, But then I didn't know I had like 5, 6 parking tickets in my windshield when I got pulled
Oh,
over. So
no.
the guy's like, hey, and the cop was nice. He was very nice. He's like, hey, you see these parking tickets right here? These were on your windshield. And I'm like, oh shit, really? And he goes, well, that's, we're not gonna start out like that. And he goes, all right, it's Friday. It's mellow. He goes, how about we do this? You smoke, and I'm like, yeah. He goes, smoke a couple of cigarettes. We'll do the breathalyzer test, and then if it goes down, which it never does, I don't think.
Mhm.
And it goes down or whatever, and then then if it's good, then I'll just like I'll drop you off at your house, and then you can pick your car up in the morning. I'm like, okay, sounds like a good deal. So let's just say I smoked the whole pack. I had a new pack. I smoked the whole pack before I even went to jail.
Oh, wow. That's a
So
lot of cigarettes in a short period of
he
time.
gave me a lot of outs, and the guy was
Hmm.
nice about it. So then I was like, what, fuck it. I'm in the fucking police car, and I might as well have fun with this. I'm like, listen, can you just not put me in a jail with a guy named Bubba or Bend Over? And the guy's like, like, oh, okay, no problem. We can try, you know, and then and then that was, so they gave me the rights and all that, and then we went down there, and like I said, we got in there, and it was like everybody in there looked like a jungle gym of fucking people that are all like fucking happy, you know.
Hmm.
Cops are just laughing like, holy shit, what the hell? And I'm getting like, and I'm handcuffing myself to the table. I'm like, I'm like, all right, what else is next? I'm like, I'm having a grand old time. I'm like, fuck it, I got arrested once, so you gotta have fun with it.
Sure.
And then I look over and I see a girl that I went to high school with. Now she's walking in, barefooted, and whatnot. And all of a sudden, she sees me. She goes, "I went to high school with you." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, you did." But and it wasn't like she was
Did you
a.
recognize her?
Oh no, I knew who she was, and she's very.
Hmm.
I honestly, and I had the hots for a week when I was in high school, and I'm like, it's like, oh, of all days to say something like that. I wish it was like something like, when we're not incarcerated in a jail area. And the cop was like, hey, you know her? And I'm like, unfortunately, yes. It's like, well, if we're lucky, you can have a co-ed jail cell. And I'm like, really? And then as soon as he said that, the Sarge comes over. And it's like, yeah, we can't do that. We got in trouble the last time that happened. I'm like, really? I'm like, first time getting arrested, I can't have any fun. What the fuck? You know, what's the odds? So, that was it. And then I had the one jail cell, and then that was it, and the rest. But that was basically it. But then my friend had worse. He had a .22, so he like
Oh my,
doubled what I did.
wow.
Yeah. So he. But the funny
What?
thing with him was that when they were writing out the ticket, or he was doing the breathalyzer test and everything else, and the guy's writing his name, and he goes and he looks and he goes, no, it the last name starts with a K and ends with an H. And all of a sudden after he just looked at me and goes, you you can read upside down, and all of a sudden he goes, yeah, doesn't everybody? And he's just being like a smartass or something like that. I'm like, oh shit. So now my friend, because I'm plastered, I'm like this, like in a seat. I can't fucking move. And the cop's
Hmm.
like, all right, well, you can't drive. He goes, what about you in the back seat? He goes, oh, I can drive. I'm pretty good. He's like, all right, I'm leaving it to you to get everybody home. He's going to jail. Okay. And then he
Oh,
had like
wow.
he had the worst where it's like, uh, where they come to his house to find out if he's drinking. They go to his work. And he gets like breathalyzer tests at home. The whole nine. He got like stiffed. So, but he loved AOL chat rooms. Yeah, back in the days, AOL chat rooms.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. So, what's interesting about
Yeah.
Wicked Awesome?
What's interesting about Wicked
Well,
Awesome?
I mean, like, let's talk about
Not
your podcast.
my podcast. Sure. Well, it started just before the pandemic. My friend Eric and I, who grew up together, we back in the day, we're at that point we were both about ready to hit 50 years old, and back in the day, we used to do audio tapes of just our own made up commercials and would play music. And no one ever heard these, but basically, we used to do our own comedy shows. And because we had nothing else to do in rural Maine, where we only had 3 TV stations, and, we had to be creative with our time. And we thought we were funny guys. So that's what we did. And it's too bad because I never did hang on to those tapes, and there were quite a few of those shows that we did. But anyway, we were talking. We're like, you know what? We got to do a podcast. But what would we do? And initially, Eric is very conservative, brought up uh, in a very much a right wing Christian family,
Oh, okay.
and my family upbringing was not that, but pretty non-political, and I would say my parents are both kind of conservative as well, but somehow I ended up liberal as can be. And so we decided to just start this show where we'd be funny, but we would also talk about some social and political issues and just show people how two people on the opposite side of the political spectrum can get
Okay.
along. From there, it morphed into just really just kind of silly stuff. I just started to do live shows via Podbean, grabbed an audience that way, and just started talking about whatever the hell. So I don't talk about politics as much now. What I have done is just get friends from childhood to co-host with me. We'll do movie reviews. I do movie reviews with my friend Sandy. We went to college together and took a intro to film class, and she's really into movies and has kind of turned me on to a few that I've never heard of. But we will go back and watch 80s movies. Most we have seen, some we haven't, just to see if they stand the test of time. Eric and my friend Stout and I will do shows about albums we grew up with, and we'll review them. And then I am been divorced for a little more than 2 years now. I'll do shows by myself just on the topic of being, 50 plus years old, and the dating world within that world,
Yeah.
within the world of Matt and from the Wicked Awesome podcast. And those have actually been quite successful. I do get a lot of feedback, mostly from single female women that in my age range, and their thoughts on being single. So that's pretty much the Wicked Awesome podcast
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
So, what movies do you do? I mean, or what movies do you like? I know you said the '80s and all that, but uh, what movies
Yeah,
do you?
it's interesting. The movies we reviewed most recently. It was John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982, I believe,
Nice.
and then another friend of mine, Zafra, he told me about one movie I've never heard of, and I missed in the 80s, which was called Tapeheads, and that starred John Cusack and Tim Robbins. We reviewed that
Oh
one.
yeah, I think I've heard of it. I think I've seen it, but it's like yeah, like you said, it's very uh out there that nobody really knows about.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was obscure at the time, and it was almost forgotten about. So we did that. Repo Man, which is also kind of a cult classic. Revenge of the Nerds, Fatal
Oh,
Attraction. So
nice.
yeah, The Lost Boys and Stand by Me. So yeah. So, but as far as movies I like, I'm big into Quentin Tarantino movies. I do like the original Star Wars, mobster movies. I like the older ones, especially Goodfellas, The Godfather.
Oh, and we call it Ray Liotta. You know.
Yeah, I know. It's yeah, and Goodfellas, such a classic. He was so good
Yeah.
in that. Yeah, yeah.
But
Uh,
he was also a voice for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, and which I didn't know that until I read his the news article the day he
Yeah,
died. I didn't
yeah, same
realize
here. I
that.
read that. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, I mean, honestly, I don't really. I mean, I play Grand Theft Auto, but I don't really like listen to like the person like talking on there. So
Sure.
like, oh wow, maybe who is that? So, but
Yeah. My familiarity with Grand Theft Auto was somebody lent me a copy when I had the original PlayStation,
yeah,
and I stayed up all night one night playing the damn thing. And then I'm like, you know what? You gotta you gotta take this back because that's me in video games. It's just like I get locked in and I don't stop playing, and it's just bad. I mean, I I haven't played a video game in probably 2 months now, and it's because of that. I get
you're like,
too
it's
sucked.
okay. I don't want to do it again. You get a little
I
flustered.
I Resident Evil 4. My son had a copy. I started playing. It took me 24 hours, almost exactly, to solve the whole damn thing.
Oh, yeah, we tried to get my dad. We like me and my brother was like we were playing Medal of Honor. So we're
Yep.
playing Medal of Honor. And folks, if you don't know what, everybody, gamers know what Medal of Honor is and everything else. But Medal of Honor is basically you are the person holding the gun, and you see yourself with just holding the gun like this, and just walking around, and then you just basically aim, shoot. You can pick up ammo and everything else, and you just go through a bunch of missions, and you just follow like the colonel or whoever is instructing you, and you just go and shoot, shoot, shoot. So my dad sees this, and he wanted to play it. Now my dad's not uh, uh, a person that is into video gaming.
Mm-hmm.
But one day, we came home from school, I guess, or work, I guess. We were staying at home still, and we got home and get in there, and all of a sudden I see Dad, sitting in a chair in the bedroom and trying to play. And I was trying to show him how to do it, and I felt bad because then we took it from him, and then we started playing, and then when you're younger, you don't really give a shit, but all of a sudden now you think about it, you're like, I feel a little bit bad now that I did that. It's like shit. I could have been a little bit like a better son. But then he bought like an Xbox One for himself,
Oh, no kidding.
and he got what I don't know what. No, actually I'm sorry. He didn't get it. Actually, my brother bought him one. It was an Xbox One, and a couple of games so he could bring it home, and then you can go and play all the games he wants to play and all that. And then I guess, you know, he brought it over to look at something and never asked for it again. And then, my brother has like another game system.
There you go.
So they're playing
There you,
Halo and all that, and the
yeah.
nephews are all like fucking experts. It's like, hey, let's play Minecraft. I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Well, it's I yeah, I mean, I get the obsession with it, but it's like I can't keep a console in my house. The only console I have in my apartment right now is a GameCube, believe it or not, and I have one game for it, which is Super Smash Brothers, which I will play on occasion. Yeah,
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 it's a good game. I've
it
seen
is.
it. I never played it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, yeah. So there you have it. I mean, but yeah, we so it's so it's I like to describe my show as just a Gen X guy who brings in other people from the same generation, and we just talk about whatever the hell we want to, and we try to keep it as interesting as possible.
Oh yeah,
And
no, definitely, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like this one. It's like just bring people in and they want to talk about whatever,
yeah,
and it just goes on, and we just like lose track of time and shit. I don't even time shit anymore. It just that
yeah. I don't either. When I did live shows on Podbean, they limit you to 2 hours, and I stopped doing live shows for a few different reasons, but the main reason was uh, trolls were getting in there and simulcasting shows, including mine, and making fun of the host and the people that come in on the show. So
oh yeah.
I'm like, nope, no, no, no more. So now if I'm doing it by myself, I just record on Audacity and edit it, then just throw it out there. And
Yeah.
then when I have guests like we're doing now, I just record on Zoom and then publish it later.
Yeah, no, mine's like everybody's like, "Oh, when's this gonna be out?" Well, this is gonna be out like maybe in a month or two. And like, really, a month or two? And I'm like, well, yeah, because I got like a stockpile of chats through like different other people, and I haven't posted it yet. So it's like,
Yeah.
so I still have like maybe the end of December. No, I'm sorry, the end of January of this month. I'm already up to, and I still got February, March, April, of like episodes for Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. It's good that I admire how you reach out and you interview other people, and that seems to be what you do. I mean, that seems to be
Yeah.
the basis of your show.
Yeah, it's like I usually put it out there if anybody wants to be on the show and the podcast and we just talk whatever and and folks if you listen to this if you want to do like a thing you do like we do now you go and DM me or whatever and then I'll figure out like what dates I have available and then we'll do it from there and then just do the email and name and we get it all set up and then I try and I usually and I folks I try to like let the other person know like a week in advance but then shit happens where stuff goes on for like the weekend you completely forget and then the day that you look at your calendar you're like fuck okay here 2 hours before like hey you're ready it's like I completely forgot about it they forgot to put it on their calendar or something, or they just
Sure.
like they don't even look at it. And I'm like, which is fine. I'm like, I wasn't expecting them to know, whatever, and I should have done it like way earlier. But yeah. So that's how it goes, like that.
Yeah, exactly. And we're human. I mean, we
Yeah,
forget things, as you mentioned. We forget things. We
yeah.
forget to put things in our calendar, and
Or
just
they got a wedding or something, or
sure.
or a funeral,
Yeah,
give or take.
exactly, exactly. Yeah. Um,
But
cor-
what bands do
yeah.
you like to listen to? We call it, or any favorite music.
My favorite music. That's a good question. I guess I would say probably just your good old classic rock. That's my go-to. But I really I believe the 90s were a really good decade for music because it's where alternative music, indie music became
Mm-hmm.
mainstream. So you can talk about grunge, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, bands like that. I appreciate,
Yeah.
and then all your obscure kind of one-hit wonders that came out through the '90s as well. I also play in a cover band,
Oh, nice.
and we're playing. Yeah, and we play Weezer. Of course, they're more than the one-hit wonder, but we play the Sweater Song and then Sublime like Santeria. So I'm so that's the type of music that's kind of my go-to. I mean, I like punk rock too, going back to like the '70s punk rock stuff like Black Flag and the Circle of Jerks, and
And Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols, the Clash, the Ramones, of
Yeah,
course
Ramon.
too.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. Like,
Yeah, I tend not to like I grew up during the age of I came to age during the age of hair metal. I despised hair metal at the time. I despise hair metal now.
hmm.
When my friends like, oh, we're gonna go to a Poison, Motley Crue, Def Leppard concert at Fenway Park. The tickets are $200. You want to come? No. Why? Like,
I love the voice.
yeah.
That's what every hair metal fan says. Like, come on, let's go.
No, I will not go. I'm sorry. We're gonna go to Bangor and see Foreigner. They don't have any original members left. I mean, Foreigner I've always despised, but I'm not gonna go see some makeshift freaking Foreigner band that's not even really Foreigner. I'm not doing it. No, don't make me. I mean, Don't make me feel bad for not going. I'm sorry.
No, I'm actually one of those guys that like the because I grew up listening to the ones that you hate.
I see.
So it's like Motley Crue, fucking Ozzy,
Yeah,
Faster Pussycat, whatever you can think of,
I see. Yeah,
and that
Ozzy and Black Sabbath. I appreciate some solo Ozzy,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I met,
It,
I almost came close to meeting Ozzy, but I met Zach Wild that was doing the solo thing with Ozzy,
oh, okay.
and then Zach Wild had his own band, so that was
Black.
like around the time where significantly we call it was like around my birthday, so he was right there at the record store where there was record stores,
Hmm.
and he go out there, and then they were like, hey, nobody bring any booze in because well Zach is plastered, and so they were like, we can't really, just you can sign it, but he's not gonna drink, he's not gonna do a shot with you guys.
Hmm.
We're trying to get him to stay up as it is.
Sure.
And then I met Kerry King, which is another like huge drinker of like Jaeger, which I love Jaeger. I don't drink it
Kerry
now.
King was now. Is he the guitar player for Slayer?
Yeah,
Yep. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He had like the shaved head. He has like the tattoo,
Right.
like the thing. And
Right.
um, I was hoping to like meet like Jeff Hanneman.
Hmm.
Um, but he like died like a couple of months before that whole thing was going on, and
Right.
um, I always like, and but that was like my next tattoo I wanted to get, but I wanted to do it on like my back,
Hmm.
and well, not. It's a short story, but I got a tattoo of like squid because it's tattoo squid. So I got something like a squid thing, and now I'm thinking, okay, I want to do like a water theme on my back, and I figured, okay, I'll have a skeleton, and it'll be laying there with like a bottle of Jägermeister,
Hmm.
right in his hand, to the point where it says, okay, well, I'm kind of done with Jägermeister, I guess, so it's like down in the bottom of the ocean kind of thing, and but then I wanted to put uh like a black label kind of like
Hmm.
Dimebag kind of thing,
Sure.
from
Sure.
Pantera. Have like the bottle down there,
Hmm.
and a case of Heineken, or Crown Royal for Dimebag, and like a Heineken kind of like bag or something that has all the cans, and just have it next to it. And I was like, oh, that would be fucking cool. But then it's gonna
That
be,
would be cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be cool,
Yeah.
but it'd be like like $400 or something.
It'd be cool, but I wouldn't be able to pay rent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, thank God I was doing rent now. It's just like we're trying to find a house, and uh, it's like one of those things where you try to find something, and little things try to stop you. You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think at
Well,
this
and it's
rate, it's like it is what it is. But things come, good things come to those who wait. So
exactly. Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
that's what I told my girlfriend.
You mentioned Zach Wild. One of the better concerts I've seen in the last few years has been Black Label Society, his band.
Oh yeah.
Incredible show. And it was at a festival that I went to, and I'm like, oh, okay, this will be cool. Then they played, and I'm like, wow, that was that was impressive. Holy, what a stageman that man is.
Yeah, he's.
Definitely.
I remember just watching it like on a DVD, and he he does not. Well, back then I think he didn't like Limp Bizkit at the time. He's like
And he
he
trashed Limp Bizkit.
yeah,
Yeah.
he just like despised them like back in those days. I think now he's like okay with them, I guess, but it was
Mhm.
just like when I looked at it, he's like, oh yeah, and he's like, oh, this is everybody, and fuck that guy from Limp Bizkit, and metal up his ass, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm like,
Wow.
really doesn't like him, yeah,
That's a good and Limp Bizkit. That's a good Fred Durst. Good band, good person to kind of shit on. Really.
yeah, but Limp Bizkit did a great rendition of "Welcome Home Sanitarium" from Metallica.
Oh, no kidding.
So if you look at the they MTV, when MTV had videos and bands, now it's more all drama shit.
Right.
Um, MTV did a thing where somebody that's been in the business for like 10 years and helped out a lot of people and blah blah blah. So they had Metallica 10-year kind of thing, and they did like a celebration where they had all these different bands, and they'll do a cover song of like some 41 did like most cover songs. Avril Lavigne, I think that's her
Hmm.
name. Korn,
Hmm.
so and then, just to name a few, and then Limp Bizkit came on there and fucking just tore the fucking house down. It was just fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've never really thought much of Corn, um, or thought too highly of them. I did like them when they first came out.
Yeah,
Uh, but recently I saw a YouTube video of them performing live, I believe at one of the Woodstocks, and just seeing the whole crowd just jump along with that slamming beat. I'm like, holy cow, that's cool as shit. I mean, you got to appreciate that. It's like,
you know
wow.
what? There's a video that I've seen, and I watched, and I told my girlfriend this. I'm like, there's a video of a band. The band's called Parkway Drive,
Mhm.
and they're from Australia. So they do. I would say they're a heavy band, but like not your cookie cutter, like hair band. Obviously not, but they're like very heavy. They can sing the songs. They have the great fucking beats to it, and they do like the slow songs and whatnot. One song they have is called "The Void," and they did this live concert in Wacken. I think it's in Germany. I think.
Yep.
Um, and the crowd is just like tremendous. It's like 73,000 fucking people,
Mhm.
and there's like stores like or vending areas like going all the way up, and it's just lit up. It's all
Mhm.
dark, and you see the drones with the cameras going across, and they just see like a sea of people, and all of a sudden that they as soon as they start, it was like explosion and like sparks, just go up, and then they just playing and playing, and then they gave him the thing. He goes, listen, he goes, when I count to three, everybody just fucking jumps. And all of a sudden, one, two, three. And then everybody's just jumping, and the whole crowd is jumping,
Oh man, that is
crowd
so cool.
surfing.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Yeah. And you think of that, bands, or frontmen that know enough to get the crowd going. And then you think of like bands that just don't give a shit, that don't even speak to the crowd. I've been to those
yeah.
shows before too, and it's like, oh man, it's like you guys are just narcissists and you're assholes, and I paid good money to see you.
I got nosebleed seats just to listen to you talk.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
But then there's
Yeah.
other bands that are really good too, like Five Finger Death Punch. They're really good with like audience, and they can uh, really talk to them and have the fans on the stage. Like if you're having a birthday and you're like, "Oh, it's your birthday, huh?" It's like, "Happy birthday,"
Yeah, good, good. Yeah. So even, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that band, but I wouldn't be opposed to going to see them. And if you put on a good show and you engage the audience, I mean, I'm going to appreciate that
Oh
definitely.
yeah, definitely. Like even with being Memorial Day and everything else, we call it on Monday they're all for like the veterans and
Sure,
soldiers, and
sure.
they very support very highly, and they're like, listen, it's like, I think one time I'd seen them, like I didn't see them live, but like on TV, but then they're like, listen, it's like any person, it's like, where's the veterans out there, and then just raise your hand, and they raise their hand, and all of a sudden he goes, yeah, everybody else, see, it's like, go and shake their hands, because they're the ones that have protected this country for so long. Is like, give them props, like that kind of thing. Buy them
Sure.
a beer or whatever.
Right. Or just say thank you for your service. Just
Yeah,
something,
because
something
I even
simple.
said that
Sure.
too. I was like, even though they got like free food, for like if they go to like a diner,
Hmm.
like I said, if they go to a diner and all that, and it's like, oh, free food for the veterans. I'm like, they should get more than just free food. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm like, honestly, you got people out there like living on the streets that are vets, and they're supposed to, you know, I don't know, but that's the way I
I
feel.
we're talking about it brings to mind what we were talking about earlier, drunk munchies and going to restaurants after a party or whatever else.
Yeah,
I remember in college, a Subway, this was back in the early 90s, but a Subway uh, came to town. It was the first Subway in the town, and that Subway made the mistake of staying open way too late in this town, because come midnight is when all the drunks rolled in, and I always felt sorry, so sorry for those poor Subway people. And so, of course, I was one of the drunk people often ordering sandwiches, but so I always tried to be kind of less obnoxious as some of them. But my friend Alan and roommate, I remember him one night ordering a meatball sub with lettuce, onions, pepper. He basically put every freaking vegetable on this meatball sub imaginable and proceeded to eat it, saying it was like the best sandwich he ever had. But that's what drunk munchies can do to you. I mean, make you put vegetables on a hot meatball sub. Like, yeah, here, let's take some lettuce, cold lettuce, and put it on a hot sandwich. It doesn't. I don't know. It just seems
That's
wrong.
what happens when you have like a good drinking thing and you just need to fucking eat whatever. What is
Exactly.
now when I was like drinking and we go and you wake up the next day and you're hungover, or and when you get home or as it is, what would be your ideal? I'm gonna say hangover cure. You know, was
Well,
there
I
a
can.
hangover cure, or you just like dealt with it?
Oh God. I mean, I haven't. I can tell these stories now with appreciation. I haven't drank in 7 years.
Same
But
here.
yeah, when I drank, I drank. Uh, but I remember my girlfriend. Uh, I had a living girlfriend in my early 20s, and we got drunk with a bunch of people on Saturday night, and I her parents were coming the next day to take us out to lunch somewhere at a local restaurant called Governor's, which, if you're from Maine, there's like seven of them. You know what I'm talking about. Um, but I threw up like four times, and just one of those things like, oh my God, my head, oh, barely opened my eyes, just like. So they show up and we go, and I really did all I could to like just get on my feet, get clothes on, and go. I ordered the Yankee pot roast dinner, and you're talking mashed potatoes, this big helping of pot roast, gravy on all of it, right? Like cream corn or something,
Yeah.
dinner rolls, and oh my God, I can still taste it now. It was so good.
The eyes
And I
roll back. You're like, oh
exactly. Oh my God. I think her parents really, I mean, I probably even licked the plate. I mean,
yeah.
her parents thought there was something really wrong with me. But to this day, I think that's the ultimate hangover cure. But just for mild hangovers, I discovered like a mochaccino or cappuccino and like two cigarettes.
Yeah.
Those were that was very helpful back in the day as
Mine
well.
was like pasta. So any kind of like pasta, like uh,
Yep.
whatever. Even like a Sicilian sliced pizza or something, or
Yep.
or even
Yep.
like rigatoni with meat, and just eat the whole fucking thing.
Ooh.
And then when you're just laying back and you're like, oh,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
then that was it. Then you just go to sleep, and then you wake up and you're like, okay, I feel a little bit better. But then next thing you know, your friends are like, hey, we're going back out, and I'm like, okay, you're driving.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you're past the throw up stage and the painkillers take care of the headache and a cup of
Yeah.
coffee too. Fried chicken's also good. I discovered.
Oh,
But
nice. Remedies.
yep.
Hangover
Yep.
remedies. We'll put down.
Hangover remedies. You could do a whole show on hangover remedies. You could have like 12 people in a Zoom call talking about hangover remedies.
Like, listen, give me a remedy that you would like to eat. I'm just gonna post that actually. We call when I put this out there and they have like the polls,
Yeah, right, on Twitter. Like,
or even or that. Yeah, I can do that. Or like they had a thing for Spotify. When you go on Anchor, because I got Anchor,
mhm.
and they have a thing where you can go right on like Spotify, ask like question or leave like a comment. It's like, oh, what's your hangover remedy or something. And which I
Yeah,
never really get anything back anyway. But it's like always fun to like put that down there, and you never know, somebody might come up.
I put the. It's interesting. It's like with Twitter. I'll put something on there that I think is going to get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite band from the early 1970s? And I think I'm going to get a bunch of discussion on that.
Yeah.
Nobody comments, right? And
Yeah.
then I'll put on there something really stupid. I hope you're having a good day. Please listen to my podcast and feel free to share. 600 likes, 40 retweets, like comments from random people like, "Oh, hang in there, man, you're doing great," blah blah blah. And then I have 40 new followers, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I would go and say something, or it's like, oh, check out this, and then people would go and retweet it, which is
Yep.
fine. I have like friends of mine that would always like retweet or like it and retweet again, and then all of a sudden after I get like a comment like, "Red pandas, they don't fuck on the side," and I'm like, or something like that, and like it was something I forgot, but I just made up that one because it was like far fetched like the way it is. And then
Mhm.
then I'll get like another like message. I have a friend of mine. We call it. He's like, when you start growing your hair out, we were doing the thing when you were bald. Because I had like I was like all
Sure.
bald and shit,
Right.
and all of a sudden now they see the like this like big streak thing going on here, and they're like, when did you start doing that? I'm like maybe a couple months after I talked to you, you
There,
know.
sure. Sure.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to get like maybe a little bit higher, you know.
A little higher, then you could dye it, spike it,
That's what I
do all
was going
kinds.
to, but then friends of mine were like, "Listen, you got the gray beard thing. Just leave it like that." I was going to put like dark red or blonde,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but then I was going to go dark red. But then people in my work now, especially this one guy we call it. I love this guy. His name is Marcos. We call it, but he'll just sit there and I'm not even paying attention to anybody. I'm just either doing this or we're looking at my phone, and in the corner of my ear I hear. Like a rooster fucking call. And I'm like, all right, I'm not dying it fucking red now.
Oh
You know.
Jesus! Then yeah, because after a while you're gonna get pissed. You're just gonna have a bad day, and you're gonna be like, "Stop it with that rooster shit! I'll kick your ass."
Yeah, but I'm gonna be like working like nights in like 2 weeks, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, even if I do change it, just I'm organized with some different people, so they won't even know who I am anyway.
I see.
So I can
Yeah.
just change that shit up and fucking like there's no way around.
Are
It's like
you
a
okay
kid in my
work? Are you okay working nights?
Oh
Have
yeah,
you
I've done
tried?
it for years. I
Okay.
did. I did like maybe 5, 6 years prior to me doing mornings for like a year.
Mhm.
But the only reason why I'm doing it because they cut overtime. So I'm like, shit. I'm like no overtime. Like my check's gonna be like,
Yeah.
So I'm
So
like,
you
and then when you do overnights, you get like a night differential kind of
sure.
thing to it. So I'm like, that's what I'm doing. And but everybody's giving me like flack about it, but not like a very mean spirited flack. More like, funny, but they really dig it into you.
Mhm.
So like this guy, he likes to be called the fucking genius. So and actually that's his name on my phone. Every time he calls, you'll see fucking genius pop up.
Nice.
Uh, and then
Nice.
there's actually a picture of him pointing at like a couple of skids that this one woman for some reason like my phone this is how it is. I take a picture of my phone, and if I forget to delete the picture would be on my screensaver on my TV. So
Got
then because I took a picture of this guy to make like some kind of anime cartoon thing because he loves Betty White, and I was just gonna do like some kind of perverse thing with him and Betty White and like a cartoon version, and took the
gotcha.
picture. I forgot to fucking delete it, and then I get home and my girlfriend's like, "Who the fuck is that?" You know,
There you go.
I'm
There you go.
like, "That's John Cena."
There- yeah, you gotta. So that would prevent you from taking many dick pics, I would think.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it's like,
It's gonna show up on your TV. It's like your girlfriend's like, how come your dick's on TV?
why why is my uncle saying that there's something weird on TV? Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh shit, that happened at a company party, and
Yeah.
no, but honestly, we caught it. So the picture, my friend Sam, he's like very jacked and he works out, and we always call him John Cena. So and then and it was funny because the work area we called these two guys. We were like bored on a Saturday for like overtime. Me and the other guy went to another building to unload trailers, or whatever. We came back and they're like, yeah, we have a list of people from the work that we can be able to make a movie or something and have Netflix fund it. And I'm like, wait, how? You did this in like 20 minutes? And so they got me like as somebody was gonna play me. I forgot who it was, like Alec Baldwin or something,
Sure,
and
I can see Alec Baldwin.
and then they had like somebody else, like, and then there's like all these different people, and something Guzman. He's like he was on
Oh,
Waiting.
yeah.
The movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
there's that guy Guzman. He's in the back, and he goes, "Hey, just show him your ass, and then see the hole, the taint, and all that." And we just call it. It was a certain name or something.
Right. Right.
And there was a guy that looked just like him, so they wrote it down as like this guy, and then the celebrity name, and then there's a girl that works there. Her name is Sylvia, so they put down there's like this like hot Brazilian woman that's on Modern Family or something.
Oh, okay. I know the.
Vergara.
Yes.
Sophia
Yes.
Vergara. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, she's like, well, who plays me? It's like, well, they have it down, Sofia Vergara. And she goes, that's the one with the big ass and big tits. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, you really think of me like that, you guys? It's like, that's what you got? And that was it. So, so they were going on like that. And I'm like, yeah, well, this is going to be, like, different. One guy was Bill Murray, and the fucking genius, I think they had him down. No, actually, they had him down as a Alec Baldwin, and then all of a sudden he turned around and was like, great, I'm going to be the guy that shot somebody by accident.
Yeah. Someone like Robert De Niro could play you. I could see that. Yeah. Though he's getting up there in age, so maybe, but I could see it.
Yeah, I forgot what I think. When I find that list, I'll send it to you. You'll be like, holy shit! There'll be like a big fucking. Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice, but I don't know how you're gonna go through to find Netflix to support that kind of thing and get all these people to try to do it. It'd be like a star-studded cast for just a warehouse. Yeah.
Or you could just play yourselves, make it, and put it on YouTube. There you go.
There you go. Then I'll get copyright infringements for some reason.
Yeah. You run into that kind of thing too.
Yeah, because I had like 2 like infringements. I think like claims. I had 2 claims, which I didn't know. I started out and I didn't know anything about it. I figured, okay, you can record anything and put it on fucking YouTube. I seen YouTube; they do it all the fucking time, and
of course.
But then I was recording something, like I was doing something before even doing audio. I didn't even know anything about Anchor. I didn't know anything about audio, and pretty much I'm like, all right, I'll just do the YouTube thing, which I didn't want to do, because I didn't think that this face was going to be like a focal point for people to watch. So I just did like videos, whatever. But then for me to set up the video, turn it on, and then me walking out, it's just like a pause of me walking out. I'm like, you know what? I'll just go there and turn on we call it the music I have on my phone, sync to like some portable speaker, and I'll turn on like some kind of music, and then that'll be my entrance going in, and then I'll shut it off. But then that's when the copyright claim came in.
No.
So I was like, fuck, okay, whatever.
Yeah, they get you. I got caught a couple times as well, and I was making fun of Billy Ocean. I was making fun of that. Hey, you get into my car.
Yeah.
that song. I was making fun of it because that's like a big time stalker song.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about it, it's like he's driving up to a girl's going, "Hey, get into my car." It's just like, that's creepy, Billy Ocean. Don't do that shit.
No, I got candy. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, I played a clip of that just to kind of make fun of it, and that was enough to get a copyright infringement. It's like, who gives a shit? It's fucking Billy Ocean.
Yeah.
Who
Well, I
cares?
did. Before this, I had a guy on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he does like the MacGyver podcast.
Yes.
So he does everything for like MacGyver stuff and everything else.
Right.
And
Right.
I just played like a tune of like MacGyver, you know. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my god, I hope I don't get a copyright thing, on that. But I don't think so. It should be fine because I've been doing everything else and I haven't really got anything to the point where I'm gonna be, you know, chastised or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things. I mean, our intentions are good. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
it's
they had some kind of rule thing, but I never even read it. They had some new rule shit or whatever, and
yeah.
I think you're supposed to bleep your cursing, which I never did. So if that was the case, I would have gotten taken off already. So
Bleep your cursing. Give me a break.
yeah.
Jeez.
Well, no, I've seen other people like they go like bleep 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 bleep, and I'm like,
No.
fuck
No.
it.
That's just it. It's like, I mean,
Everybody's gonna do it. I mean, they do late night stuff, but then when I go and do my YouTube, when you do YouTube, and then when you go through the whole thing and you go and doing the upload, and they give you the thing like, oh, is this for kids or not for kids, and you click that, and do the other stuff and all that. So I'm like, oh, it should be fine. Yeah.
well, the way I see it is this. I mean, I try to be as clean as I possibly can on my podcast.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, something slips out. I don't edit it. It's just like, this is me in real life. I don't swear a lot, but as you have heard in this conversation, there's a few things I will say. But yeah. Yeah. And I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that. So.
Or you could just go and like, be like a Japanese tourist and go,
right.
and then,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
But anything else? What else is there? There was we did movies. Music.
I think we pretty much covered it all. We've got a good show here, but no,
yeah,
it's probably a good time to wrap it up. But I do appreciate this. I mean, geez, I mean, I like what you do, and I do appreciate your flexibility too, because I changed times on you a couple, maybe even 3 different times, and I was like, I mean, you got to be the most easygoing guy that there is out there, and I certainly recognize that, and you deserve props for that as well.
Oh well, thank you. And then I think I found a good song for us to leave on this one. So wait, I'm just gonna play it, and then we'll talk a little bit. Hold on. Yeah.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. All right then. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
All right. Loving it.
I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Shit, I'm out.
Good.
There you go. I should have just done that for every one of them. They were like, we all start hands. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Wait, I wonder who else is the one. Wait, hold on. I gotta see something here. Okay, let's see. We got next week is Stew World Order. Yep, we'll do that.
Stew World Order. All right.
Well, Stew World Order. Actually, I got like 4 next week.
Oh, good. Good for you.
4 and. Well, yeah, no. Actually, that's gonna be in June 4 of them, and yeah, we'll get like a couple more. I still got like, a couple more dates I gotta fill in or something.
Sure.
Want to do another one? Yeah, come on over.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll do it again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
The exports of being at a diner while mortuary cleansing. No, it's good. No, folks, I'm not kidding. I mean, I am kidding, but I'm not kidding. But anyway, So, all right, we're gonna get. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Sure. Wicked Awesome Podcast. You can find me on Podbean, Spotify, Good Pods, Apple Podcasts, basically anywhere you can find podcasts. I think I do Smoke Signal every once in a while too. So you just kidding. Uh, and I try to do shows weekly and get them out on Sunday afternoons as well. You can find me on Twitter, Wicked Awesome at Matt3571, and look forward to new listeners and people who message me. I typically get back to people pretty quickly, and I certainly appreciate it.
Wait, hold on. Oh, wrong one. I was trying to do like the smoke signal Indian smoke signals, but
I see.
it did not work out the way I figured it was going to work out. But anyway,
That's
so,
all right.
But folks, take it easy. Oh, and you can follow me. Here we go. How about that one? Yeah, Linktree. So you just go to linktr.ee. Woo, excuse me. Let me repeat that. Sorry. It's linktr.ee/TA2SQUID podcast. So that's all one word. And you go, you got YouTube, Twitch, which I still haven't figured that one out yet. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. So anybody have any questions, you want to know, we'll put it on the podcast. Go to the merch site as well. That's on there, And I'm trying to, and I'm doing this really hard to trying to get this like sold, which is shower curtains, people. I have shower curtains.
Mm-hmm.
And people are selling this and this and this. I'm selling shower curtains and bath mats.
Nice.
And there's other stuff in there too, so it's not like it's just that. You get the shirts, you get this, you get this, you get this. But it's decent pricing. So if you want a picture of my face looking at you while you're taking a shower, it's there.
Ooh.
If you want something that has like my logo and all that, it's there. That's it. So, there's a lot. You'd be like, oh, thank you. But no, that's it. Maybe I'll do another one with mortuaries. See what happens. But say, everybody have a good night, and everybody clap for Matt and Wicked Awesome, and thank you for being a guest on this crazy sideshow of a podcast.
Love it. Pleasure. Thank you.
And so this will probably be out like maybe a month or something.
No, sure. Mm-hmm.
More than likely, I'm going to try to do 2 at a time and just like send out, which I'm doing this week. I'm going to do something newer, and then the ones from before, so that way I can try to get to my 3rd season and do a game show. So.
Oh, nice, excellent! What a great idea.
The game show is called. It's going to be called Movie Squidtacular.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, if you're like a knowledge of movies, it's like 2 synapse definitions of movies, and you put it together, and I read it off a card. So it's like it's a podcast versus podcast, like elimination style. So, and then one person goes, and no one goes on to the next round, and then we get to like 10 brackets or something, and then there'll be like some kind of prize at the end, which I don't really know what the prize is yet. I gotta talk to some people and see if they want to donate something.
Yeah, well, it could be a shower curtain or bath mat.
You know what? I'm thinking about just even doing that. Just getting the shower curtain. I'm like, listen, somebody's gonna win a Tattoo Squid shower curtain.
Yeah, sure.
And see what happens. If nobody hasn't bought it, I'm going to buy it, and then there you go.
There you go. Sure.
Maybe we call it, because I have an extra game of the game that I'm going to be doing for that thing. So let me just run something by you real quick, since we're on here, and we'll do like I'm going to make up a synopsis of 2 movies, and right. Let me see. No, not that one. Oh, okay. So now this one's going to be a cartoon, and a cartoon and it's going to be a movie. So it's going to be like a definition of it. You might not get the cartoon, but we'll work it into it. Um, five five kids are five ordinary kids are summoned to go against evil, but they transmute into feathery creatures. But while to fight the evil, there is zombies going about causing havoc, and um, also why is there's a certain actor in it. I know it's a really fucked up thing, but that's basically there is five kids in a cartoon that are fighting against evil, but they transmute into bird-like superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to fight an evil that is pretty much making everybody zombies.
Okay.
And so now you have to figure out what the cartoon is and the movie, and then you put it all together. And there's supposed to be like clues, or that if you want a clue, give you a clue, and
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like if you're a fanatic of cartoons, you know, so
So five kids that will develop like this superhuman ability to morph into birds that will fight zombies.
well they
And
fight, but then the zombie section is a different. It's a movie.
in the zombie section is the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Wow. So
But I'll give you a hint. The last word of the movie, or the last few letters of the first movie, would more than likely coincide with the other movie.
okay. Oh wow. Geez, I don't know. I mean, what is it?
Uh, well, you were talking about the Quentin Tarantino, right?
Yep.
All
Okay.
right, so there's a girl that was in a TV series called Charmed.
Yep.
All right,
Oh,
and she was in the later ones.
okay. Shit.
No, that's not her.
Um, it's not Shannon. Was Shannon Doherty in Charmed?
Yeah, but no, but she left, and then this other girl came in, and she's in this movie.
And she's in this movie.
Yeah,
Who was that? So who came in the later seasons of
I'm
Charmed?
trying to wait. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just. And also, she was in like some other movie called Ball Breaker. No, let's see. Oh, okay, now. So her first name is Rose.
Oh, Rose McGowan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's
And
in the second movie.
the second movie,
The section with the zombies.
the section with the zombies.
Yeah, the Quentin Tarantino movie about the zombies.
Oh, that was I want to say Death Proof
That's
or
the second version of the movie. There's two movies in the one movie.
right, right. Oh shit, what was the other one? It was Death Proof and
Which that one's a good one too, yeah.
yeah, that is. Oh shit, what was the name of that? That was the one where she had like a machine gun leg.
Yeah.
Damn it, what was the name of that?
See, it makes you think.
It bugs me because yeah, that was like a grindhouse double feature.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right,
Shit.
I'm gonna give you the first one, so at least you might know what the next one would be.
Okay.
So the cartoon is called Battle of the Planets.
Battle of the Planets, okay, which I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, it's like a 1970ish kind of like, but they are superhero, kind of like they transmit like they're regular. It's an anime kind of thing, so they are like like 5 kids, but then they have a watch that pretty much transforms them into like some kind of like bird suit kind of thing, but it's very risque for like the girl that's in it. You know, you can see her underwear almost.
I see. I see. I'm
But
gonna get this. I will get this.
yeah, I think your
Uh,
girlfriend will get it.
yeah, yeah. Uh, was it Planet Terror?
Bingo.
Okay.
So now you got to
Okay.
put it together now.
So the cartoon was Battle of the Planets,
Yeah,
the Battle of the Planet Terror.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like
Gotcha.
like 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 that kind of thing we call where it's they do that certain thing. I was trying to make something new because every time I give like a description of something, it was the only. It was always the one that I always give everybody. It's like every episode I try to do is like it's the same one, so I don't want to give the same one again.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But the
Now,
one
now,
I what's that?
that was a good example. So now I understand the concept. It would
Yeah,
be, yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So for me, like with the game show, would be like say like it'll be you against like say drunk theory or something,
Yeah. Hmm.
and then you'll get like I'll say the answer or I'll say the thing, the two synapses or whatever, and then one of you would have to go and ring in, saying like bing bing bing, like if you have like some kind of like a button on your computer,
Hmm.
making like a dinging noise, going ding 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 ding, and then no, well, no, and then you get it. If you get it, then you get a point. You get like 5 points, but if you don't get it, then you get like -1 or whatever. Then the other person on the other side gets it, and if they get it, we go on to the next one, and then whoever
Yeah.
wins out of like 5, goes on to the next. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. That sounds like that. That's, yeah, I definitely could do that sounds like fun, actually. Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
will be a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely. We call it because I have fun like when me and my girlfriend would do it because we just open it up and it's actually called the movie game,
Hmm.
and that's what the thing is because the guy that made it, his name is Joe Beretta, and he does a thing where there's a YouTube channel called the Valley Folk, and he's on there and they do the same thing, but he just made up on the spot like just now, like he'll just sit there and he goes on like the one that I loved that he did, and it was uh it was a video game. Wait, was it it was a oh yeah, there was like a video game and a movie, so he'll go and do like pill popping enthusiast, goes on a rampage and goes no rampant rampage while walking, around getting 3 ghosts, you know, and then while in that wears a superficial suit that can manipulate the size of his body.
Doctor Strange Pac-Man or something.
No, no, well, you got Pac-Man,
Yeah.
but then somebody who's a superhero character that can manipulate the size of his body.
Well, and that's what I was thinking, that Doctor Strange has that cape, but it's more of an invisibility
Yeah,
cloak.
it's more.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Well, think
So
of
something that would,
what's tiny? What's tiny and that you can step on?
Ant, oh, Ant-Man. Okay, so it'd
Yeah,
be Ant Pac-Man.
yeah, but then that's why they got it all screwed up because they're supposed to say it like it's supposed to go with the name. So you go Pac-Man, and then and they can't really put Ant-Man in there because there's man. So
Yeah. Oh,
there's still
okay.
man. Yeah.
Hmm.
So they're like, no, it fits. You just gotta say it better. So when they
Right.
go and they say Pac-Man, man.
Oh, Pac-Man,
So
man.
you
Yeah.
got Pac-Man, and then the AN of man, is
Sure.
filled in with Ant-Man. So
Gotcha.
and that
Gotcha.
was the one I really liked about it because the whole like he can word it really fucking good,
Sure.
and
Sure.
it's like wow, and you had to think about it, and you're like, okay, I got that one. Now we got to figure out how that one goes into that one. You
Yeah,
know.
there you go.
And
That's
what's funny about when I do this game and all that, because I know Drunk Fairy's gonna be drinking something. You
mhm.
know. And then if I go like Drunk Theory, with another drinking thing, it's just gonna be crazy. But it's just like how it's gonna be, and see how well they go forward. And then the
Sure.
other one that I had, which is I really love the one I did with this one. Uh, Two guys driving around in a Winnebago looking to save a princess and gain the air that's been stolen from their planet, um, while also encountering Christopher Walken, and he's looking for people to play in his tournament.
So the Breaking Bad part I get, the Christopher Walken. The other part I don't know. That what
No, the
movie
first
would that?
one's not Breaking Bad.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not
Uh,
Breaking Bad.
so two
Now
people in
remember, there's two guys in a Winnebago fly around to save a princess.
a. Oh,
To
fly
save a
around.
princess to get back the air that's been stolen.
Oh, wow.
And
Jeez, I don't.
then Christopher Walken, we call it, is trying to find somebody to participate in his tournament.
To wow. Jeez, I don't know. Wow. Two guys in a Winnebago flying around
Yeah.
to save a princess. Two guys in a Winnebago. I'm cheating a little bit here.
Hey, go ahead. I'll give you a hint. Mel Brooks.
Oh, that would be Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Okay. Geez. Yeah. Geez, I haven't seen that in years. Okay. Then the Christopher Walken one, uh, it's probably one I haven't seen.
You probably have seen it, but it's been a while, probably. I think everybody has seen this one. All right, here's another hint. Ping pong.
Ping pong. Ping.
Ping pong.
Yeah. Forrest Gump.
No, no, but wait, you think Christopher Walken was in Forrest Gump?
No, I know he's not. It just made me think
Yeah, I
movies,
know.
ping
Yeah,
pong,
it does
Forrest
make you
Gump.
think about it.
Yeah.
So just let me know if you need like another hint.
Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Christopher Walken. One underappreciated movie that he was starred in the '80s was The Dead Zone. That was a good movie, and it doesn't really get a lot of kudos. Uh, Bear with me for a minute.
Yeah.
Ping. Is it? Oh, Balls of Fury. No, so Space Balls of Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it goes like that. You had to try to put like the one word that's the same as pretty much the last word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it really catches on, and then it's really fun, especially for a family. If you have like a big family or something, and you just like listen, hey, blah
Mm-hmm.
blah blah,
Right, right. That's so funny. I had forgotten about the Winnebago and Spaceballs. So that's how it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I know. I heard
Yeah.
you say Breaking Bad. I'm like, no, no,
Yeah, Winnebago. Yeah, yeah. Two guys in a Winnebago. Yeah, it's Breaking Bad. They're making
yeah.
meth, and yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but when you see the guys in Winnebago and Breaking Bad looking for a princess,
Yeah. They're making meth, and they're trying to save a princess.
and then they're trying to steal back the air,
Now that would be a good movie. Damn it.
That's a good one, yeah. But and then again, that's what it is in a nutshell. So,
Excellent.
folks,
Excellent.
it's awesome having Matt. Wicked awesome. We call it on the podcast. We having a great time. Awesome time. Great talking to you. Thank
Good
you
talking
again
to
for
you.
being on. And and happy Memorial Day. So
Yeah.
you gonna have plans for Memorial Day, I guess, or?
A little bit. I actually today was my daughter's prom, so she was occupied with that.
Oh,
So I had some time with my son, which was nice. Tomorrow I'm going to my sister's house, and I'll see both of my parents as well for a barbecue. And I actually have to go to work on Mondays, which is fine. So yeah.
yeah. I got today, tomorrow, Monday off. I go back on Tuesday, and then I work for 4 days, and then I do overnights.
Yeah,
So
switching to the overnights.
yeah,
Okay.
so they're gonna be like, you want a cake? And I'm like,
Well, yeah, best of luck to you there. But yeah, and thank
yeah,
you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
yeah, no problem, man. You know, it's awesome, man. You can come, no pun intended. I mean, we could, you come back again, as much as you want,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
we'll go on, and we can even do like a game, and have fun with it or something.
Sure, sure.
You
Sounds
know.
good. All right.
All
Well,
right.
thanks again.
Yeah,
And
man.
all right,
All
we'll
right.
do
I'll
it
talk
again.
to you soon.
Yep. Yep.
And
Talk.
folks, go follow Wicked Awesome, and and if you travel to Maine, go to Bar Harbor or where you live at. We call it, which I forgot the name of the town.
Belfast, Maine.
Yeah,
Belfast, Maine. Nice little coastal town.
yeah. It's like if you like the coast and you like and they have uh oh it's like houses on a lake or something like that. They have like some kind of like when I was there, that's what they had. It was like these little mini looking houses that's like a bungalow kind of thing, and it's right on a lake.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they
Yeah.
have like little two seats, and you can sit out there,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's really nice and all that. And like if I go back to like Maine, that's where I'm gonna go and all that. I think it's in the Bar Harbor area. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
but
Absolutely. Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah.
You can see the sea lions,
Oh yeah, man.
coastal
Good stuff.
housing on the other side. And,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you know,
All right.
maybe see Nova Scotia. Yeah. All right, folks. Take it easy. It's Saturday night. Go have a good time. Watch some movies. All
Take
right,
care, man.
all
Yeah.
right, man. Take it
See
easy.
you later. Yeah. Bye.